So today I finally decided to do my long-awaited update. I haven't really done a lot of updates since being back out here. Um, it's been cold, I can tell you that much. The weather has been a drastic difference than last year when I was in this position, when I first started this bullshit, being homeless. But this last couple of months has actually taught me a lot. So I'm back here because I shouldn't have trusted somebody, and they ended up keeping my fucking money, so I couldn't even get another place. So I had to reach out for some more help, and that's why I'm fucking still here. You know what I mean? There's a few people out there that know what I'm going through, support what I do, and want to see me get to that next level. So, I get some donations from what I put out there with my content. Very minimal, but, it's not about that. For me, it is more about revealing what is the truth. I can't fucking hide it. There's no way that I could ever hide anything that I do. I've been documenting this for 5 years to show people what happens in the family law system, because I knew coming into this system I was fucked. I told people from day one. That was my first thought. I dropped to my knees because I knew I was fucked. I already knew. And then, standing up to it, that's a completely different story. I get judged. Everybody thinks that I'm being extreme. Well, when you are in my situation where you were falsely accused, nobody wanted to take accountability for that, even after exoneration. It's a tough thing. So until you're in that situation, you can't really say too much on it. Kindly shut the fuck up, because my kids didn't deserve that, and my kids were used as pawns, and that's where I draw the line. So if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about, and that's why I do what I do. So I keep going, regardless of getting fucking ripped off and this person's a piece of shit. Like, she'll get her karma one day anyways. I'm not gonna I can't afford a lawyer for one, and I'm not gonna take somebody to court for an amount like that. So it's not even worth it. She knows that. That's why she can get away with it. But karma will end up coming back to her. She's a thief. She's a liar, and it'll eventually catch up to her. I know that. So I'm trying to focus on other things. Unfortunately, a few weeks back, I let it all get to me, and the temperatures here have been brutal. Minus 30 weather inside this fucking tent with no heat. The only type of heat I got is when I go into my tent, or into my bed, and get into that fucking sleeping bag that I got, and some blankets. That's really all I got. So when people say, like, what do you do for heat? That's what I do for heat. I get in a sleeping bag. I make sure that my body heat is in there for a good amount of time, and I cover myself up, and that's how I stay warm. That's how I stay alive. But it's been cold, so I haven't been able to do these updates. And to be quite honest, it's been depressing out here. We've gotten a lot of snow, way more snow than normal. So, trekking through the fucking bush with a few feet of snow is not an easy task. So, with a lot of these things that have happened with the weather and everything, I had a mild heart attack. I was sitting here talking with a friend, and I had already experienced like numbness and a little bit of chest pain throughout the day. And I was sitting here talking with a friend, and I said to him, like, dude, I think I'm having a fucking heart attack right now. Like, I'm getting some massive chest pain. And then all of a sudden, like, I got a really, really good one. And I thought that might have been it. And it's not something that I fear, but I thought that was it. So I crushed on some aspirins and went and laid down, got warm, because it was cold that day as well. And I think that's just what it was. My body was in shock. I do a lot of walking. I walk literally every day, sometimes like 10, 15 kilometers a day. So I think it was just I had to settle the fuck down. So I've been trying to do that, obviously, take care of myself. I do feel a little bit better, but I keep going no matter what. There's a lot of things out there that are wrong right now in the world. I obviously report on all of these things. One thing that I had to get out, if anybody follows me on TikTok, I did make a little video post about this, and it was a story that I've been following for a year about Gavin MacMillan, and how I met him and who he actually was. So for me, that was personal. I had to get that out because that really put a fucking damper into what I've been trying to do for the last 5 years. And, before the Freedom Convoy and before all of this shit that's been going on with the government, I'd have organized the worldwide rally for family law reform to take place on April 24th of 2020. And at that time, we had 3,000 parents around that were confirmed to be at Parliament that day. We didn't have the fear that we have now that the government will use the Emergencies Act on you. So we had that confirmed number. And because of the shutdowns of the world with the fucking COVID shit going on, it was canceled. But that put me on the list. The government had all my information. I freely gave it to them. I had a permit for that protest. So I gave all my information. I wasn't hiding shit. And unfortunately, that made me a target. So, I've been trying to still put out the truth no matter what. I know that they're following me and tracking what I do. It is what it is. That's why we need a new government in. That's why there's so much shit going on right now, because there's so much corruption within this government that when a new government takes over and we see what the Trudeau government has done in the last 10 fucking years, it's going to shock a lot of people out there that are supporters of this government that don't see it. You are going to see it. You're going to see the corruption that's been going on and the corruption that's been constantly buried. All of these fucking things that Trudeau has been involved in. The WE scandal, the fucking SNC Lavalin scandal, the fucking everything scandal that he's been going through. It's all been trying to be hidden. We're going to find all of that out. That's why they don't want this fucking government to change. Mark Carney is plugged in there to win this. There's no question about it. Anybody that wants to argue with it, I'll argue all day long that Mark Carney is already plugged to be the leader of the Liberal Party, which in turn is going to be the Prime Minister until an election. And he's already threatened to use the Emergencies Act. His emergencies powers, he's put it. We know what that means. So he's going to use that to delay an election, and we're all going to be screwed. We're all going to be screwed. Chrystia Freeland just fucking admitted that they want to do a new world order. They're all involved in it. You can't tell me that they're not involved. They're all in the same party. Whether or not they're fighting for leadership or not, they're all aligned with each other. So when one says it, you know that that's the case. And while Twitchy Freeland, she can't keep her mouth shut. She's got too much anxiety to be dealing with shit like that, and she let it slip. So we know what it is. New World Order. We've been fucking saying this for how many years now, people? People like myself have been telling people this, but we've been tagged as extremists or putting out misinformation. It's not misinformation when it's fact. Now they've actually just proved it. So, to me, I have to keep going no matter what. I always knew when I came into this and started dealing with family law stuff, it was 2019. The Trudeau government was just in the process of winning another fucking election. So I knew that this was going to happen. I knew that this was going to be a long, long road. Because when you're trying to make any type of changes in family court, you have to present bills. And right now, the Senate is completely liberal. Justin Trudeau has basically appointed a complete Senate. So try to get anything done in the House of Commons when it comes to bills, especially with family law. It is going to not even probably be heard, for one, because Trudeau and his fake feminism that he's been portraying for the last decade just blew up on him, so he can't even use that shit anymore. But this is why we could never make a change in the family law system until this government changes. So I do expect that, once the Conservative government and Pierre Poilievre wins an election, whenever we have it, these things will start to take shape here in Canada. I do believe that 100%, because I will be 100% pushing towards those things, because they have to happen. A family law inquiry needs to happen. There's too many things that are going on within the family law system that make the family conflict even worse, and these people are profiting off of it. That's why it's $1 billion industry. We have to look into these things and figure out why there is such a problem and why these judges are allowing a lot of these things to go on and continue. Because I'm 5 years in now, folks. I'm not fucking getting out of it. So unless I, play the game, which I don't play the court game. I know what it's about. They've already shown me who they are. That's why I've exposed it, and I don't play it. But that's why I have to suffer the way that I suffer, because I don't play it. Government, I don't give fuck all to. You took my rights away. You never gave those rights even back, because look at my situation. Instead of, the monster that they created and then I was exonerated, they turned to my advocacy. And, well, look at him. He's calling us out. He's exposing us. So we have to, punish him for that. We have to continue to take everything. We can't take accountability and let him, make a point. And we're going to have to make changes at this point then. No, you can't have that, right? Can't have that. So I'll continue to fight. Our government will change, and we will see some positive changes, because they can't ignore this anymore. So that's about my my update for now. I'm still going no matter what. I go to Tim Hortons a lot. With the little bit that I do have, I don't have much right now. I got like $6 left, and I got a free coffee. I played the free coffee game yesterday. Roll up the rims back in Canada. So I won 3 out of 4. Fucking God had me yesterday for sure. So I'm gonna go do that again. I have free coffee in my bag, and like I said, I got $6. So maybe I'll get a donut or two and keep me going. But nothing's going to stop it. Nothing can stop it. I, again, started the UnfilteredTruth.ca website again. So it's UnfilteredTruth.ca. If anybody's watching this, support independent journalism. Again, I had to go this route because, the stories, the videos and everything, my content's being blocked. So if I'm putting stuff from my own website and kind of push people towards my website, you guys are going to be able to see the truth on many different levels, not just family court, not just my situation, other people's situations as well. I did an investigative report that's on my site right now, and a good friend of mine out in the Los Angeles area, Rafael Palma, I interviewed him about 1.5 years ago. He's a independent wrestler. He's a fucking really down-to-earth guy. His story was really inspiring to me anyways. He was in wrestling, and he got his kids into that. So his actual boy right now figured out, you know, what was going on, a lot of parental alienation, all this bullshit with the courts. His son figured it out. And, you know, I think his son's like 18, 19 years old now. He's now getting into wrestling. They were the first time father and son tag team champions. Fuck, it's a story anyways that, you know, I've been following, I'm going to follow for the rest of my life. The story of the godfather of Swole and his son Noah. So guys, go check out that story. It's a really good story, and I got a link on the website as well to the interview that I did last year with Ralph. So check that out. Ralph, shout out to you, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing. Noah, proud of you, buddy, too. Keep killing it out there, guys. So that is my update for today. Again, I want to appreciate and a shout out to really everybody out there. My appreciation to you guys for helping me out. You know why I do this. It's for my kids. Again, the line was crossed when the allegations came out. So that line was crossed. Nobody ever took accountability for it. They still don't. They still want to fight me on it. So I'm not going to stop. I want to see my kids. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is for one day they're going to be able to see the full truth on what the fuck happened. So I'm going to continue no matter what. Unfiltered Truth is not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I thank everybody that has supported me over these last 5 years, each and every one of you. There's too many of you guys to count, but I thank each and every one of you. So until the next time that I can do an update, we'll talk to you then.